The Power Hour is live. KFAN.com/watch is where you can watch it. It's live weekdays at 8 a.m., all thanks to Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed. And real quick, I talked over Hawk talking about this band a couple weeks ago, and they were not happy. Cause for concern, it's Voodoo Birth. Local music on the Power Trip Morning Show.
Well, why'd you talk over him?
Can't remember what it was about.
Had to be important.
Kind of hot, though.
Sauce, you've seen a lot of videos that have this kind of a sound, right?
Digging the vibe, yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see here.
It's got a Pink Floyd bass line.
I did order that pizza. Thank you.
Like looking for a door ring.
Yeah, it's good, yeah. What the hell was that?
Oh, here we go. What? I don't know. The pizza's here. That's what I'm trying to say.
That was worth
Your
it.
husband's not home?
We got there.
It's
We got there.
quip.
They didn't have a sound of a dryer.
Is there a running sink in there somewhere?
All right, let's do Fan 5. Let's talk to Rosie about some stuff we haven't discussed
It's
yet.
time for Fan 5, brought to you by Builders and Remodelers.
Hey, thanks, builders and remodelers. All right, what have we not talked about with Rosie at all? Let's start with the Masters.
Okay.
The ratings, pretty big dip.
Yeah.
DIP, Mark Rosen, down 20% from last year. Last year, Rahm won. This year, Scheffler won. The gap was the same. It was a 4-shot victory both years. Golf events, though, across the board down about 20%. And Rory McIlroy earlier this month said, quote, that's big. 20% is a pretty jarring number. So a two-part question that we asked an hour ago. How much of this has to do with just LIV/PGA Tour? And how much of this has to do with the personality of Scottie Scheffler? Are you concerned that if he kicks ass for the next 5 to 7 years, that he's not dynamic enough of a personality despite being clearly the world's best golfer?
Were those ratings directly associated with the Masters or just in general?
Both. So the Masters ratings are down 20%, but Rory says almost across the board every event is down about 20%.
Yeah, which does, I think there's a combination of those things. First of all, the Masters had the bad start because of the weather.
Good point.
That was disrupting for people who have their normal viewing habits even. And part of it is, honestly, I mean, we were in Vegas, but I mean, they're having access. The Masters are still haughty enough. They don't have all 18 holes of coverage right
this
away.
Is specifically, by the way, the 20% drop is just for Sunday's final round.
Okay, well yes, because even
Wow.
I think I don't know if Brett was talking about that. I was watching it at Tom's Watch Bar with some friends, and I was out after 12 holes. It was over. I mean, there were no challenges to Scheffler, who's a robot out there and one of the most amazing golfers of our time. I mean, he is clearly so far ahead, but he does it without cracking a smile, without engaging with the patrons, with the gallery. He is who he is, and you can't change his personality. You can't make him Tiger-like. You can't make him Rory-like. You can't make him like. So without, golf's had a problem with personalities for quite a while, for the most part. I mean, I wouldn't say that Koepka's not. Brooks Koepka is stern-looking most of the time. Looks like he just wants to flip people off most of the time, and he's just kind of just goes about his business. So I think it's a combination of things, but I think the LIV thing has definitely disrupted it. And going forward, in particular, golf has a mess on its hands, because unless they somehow figure it out, this was our only opportunity to see all of the best players in the world compete. And then we're going to have another one with the PGA coming up.
Yeah, in a month.
They're just the majors is it. So I don't know what the solution is, but Scheffler is clearly a cut above, and there were more people, more interested, it seemed like, in Tiger making the cut when we were out there. Like, my God, Tiger made the cut over so-and-so and so-and-so, and he battled through the worst possible weather conditions, and at his age and his physical condition, and still had better scores than, and they had a whole list of really good players
that
he beat at the halfway point. And that was pretty amazing. But you can only show Tiger so much when he's not really going to contend anymore.
And they showed him a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination, Corey. Yeah, they have to, because he's still the biggest draw they have.
They know what they're doing, and they know that personalities, as we see with Caitlin Clark, the athletes and who they are is the biggest draw. That is that's going to change the WNBA. With Caitlin Clark, with Angel Reese, with all these people that you know their names. That's a big problem that hockey's had over the years with the lack of personalities. And so these
baseball hasn't been able to capitalize and to market those personalities, even when they have big personalities. Baseball, I think, does the worst job of marketing their players. But yeah, I think it's a combination of things, and it's a direct shot to the head of what's his name, Monahan. Who's the head of the PGA right now? Is it Monahan? I can't
Monahan. Yeah.
I mean, they got to figure it out, because it's. I mean, they need the Rory McIlroys. They need people with personalities to start emerging. But Scotty Scheffler is not going away. He's so good at what he does, and there was no drama on Sunday. Everyone's, in particular CBS. They're looking for drama on around Amen Corner, and there was none to be had.
Once Oberg put the ball in the water, that was
over.
it.
Yeah, it was
and
over.
that kid's got some personality, but it's not like Ludwig Oberg is going to.
Who is he?
It's going to light up the ratings because nobody knows who he is yet. But did you see him get his power bars book bashed accidentally, and he just smiled it off?
Yeah.
That was
and then
cool.
he ate a sandwich.
Yeah, he was eating. He was smiling and having fun, and that kid seems fun. But
exactly,
that's. When I'm talking about getting ratings up, no one's asking for a 24-year-old Swedish kid to.
But Scheffler needs, Mark, you know this. Scheffler needs he needs someone to compete against him. He needs a rivalry. There's no rivalry. If you don't have a rivalry,
when he's playing well.
We need the DJ Kepka rivalry.
I mean, remember how electric it
I
was?
love that DJ, by the way.
But here's the problem: without Rom on the tour anymore,
you don't see him except for the majors.
You're not going to have it.
And Scotty Scheffler is plus 450 to win the PGA Championship
already.
Yep. Which is insane. He was 400 or so to win the Masters. It's just sick.
And let me just take it back for a second to defend my sport, Zach. There are plenty of personalities in the NHL, and there always have been.
Yeah, Zach.
There's been a couple generations here and there, of course, that have been worrisome. But the one thing, it's always been a little bit underlying behind-the-scenes thought with organizations, too. You only want to market so many guys because you only want to pay guys, pay the certain guys, pay the superstars. When you start marketing to certain personalities for some guys, it brings their value up. It's going to demand higher contracts, a little bit more money. And the NHL at any corner will just kind of try and snuff that stuff out, too.
And also there's that culture of team first, and which I understand, but it also limits the mass appeal because, as I said, it's all, that's one thing the NBA has done well for the longest time. LeBron James, Steph Curry, all these big names, now they're being replaced by new ones here. So that's the reason why the ratings drop. And I don't know if it's something that we necessarily have to worry about, because as long as the golf is good, as long as the Masters is going to be around, which they can obviously survive a 20% drop
forever.
There will be. That's something for CBS to, I think, worry about in the future if they need to. But as Rosie said, I mean, it's what do you do when you have a 4 or 5 shot lead for the last 7-8 holes?
And he's mechanically just going through the motions. I mean, I'm saying is that there's no a fist pump.
Even the celebration was like,
I just can't wait to get out of here.
What about that Hatton guy?
He was
fun.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's fun to watch.
Yeah. He meat sauces it.
I do enjoy watching Scotty Scheffler because he does remind me a little bit of Tiger, the way he was as dominant he was. But I just
you need a
appreciate. I completely agree. He needs a rival. Like there needs to be one. And the more of those, the better. But that being said, I truly appreciate the work that's gone into that. His game is absolutely incredible. I mean, he just. He makes up for so many mistakes. He makes so many great shots. He's chipping in left and right. I mean, his overall game is just fun to watch him play golf.
Yeah.
Brett, your hands up.
Well, do you remember when Wyndham Clark missed that putt to send it to a playoff? That thing went viral because they were about to go to a playoff, and it just rimmed out, and it felt that was a big. Yeah, I know, and that it felt like a big moment. I remember seeing it all over social media because it was such a close battle. But then Scheffler won anyways. But I mean, he's had moments where he's been contested, but other than
There's
that,
not
it's been
one
kind of
guy.
boring.
Tiger.
Yeah, there's not like one guy who's
No,
consistently
no.
there.
And those guys, getting back to Corey's original point, most of them are in the Live Tour right
Yeah.
now. And that's
Well, and a couple of them. We need Koepka and Bryson to hate each other again, and
Yeah,
they'll
it's so
be
much
the
fun.
best golfers
Exactly.
in the
It
world.
makes it fun. And you know that carries over. If you hate something,
DeChambeau at least
those
made a run
emotions
for a
don't
while,
change when you're going and playing golf. You're just like, I'm just going to be a professional. Like, no, you're like, I'm going to try and beat that SOB every time.
Right.
I mean, the difference on Sunday was all the guys chasing Scheffler couldn't putt. Homa couldn't do it.
No.
Yeah.
Oberg was only
your guy.
Oberg was the only one that was even remotely putting well. Morikawa couldn't hit a putt.
And he had plenty
Bryson
of
couldn't
opportunity.
putt.
Morikawa had plenty of opportunity.
So did Homa.
He shot himself in the foot.
Yep.
I mean,
that's sad.
the water hazards were
That'll do it.
big
I did like the
difference.
damn it out of Morikawa when he put it in the water. He just,
Yes.
damn it!
Yeah.
He finally let
I
out a little
love,
emotion.
I love it when golfers show that emotion. There's so many times I've said so many worse words going off the ice or snap my stick over the boards, not being able to control the emotions.
Well, if you remember
Thank
that,
God,
if you
you
remember
guys
that
have that
hole,
problem too.
So Morikawa hit first and just hooked it left, right, and then put it in the water. And you remember what Scheffler did?
Had the best shot
He
ever.
went
Stuck it.
No,
Yeah.
he went way to the right, and I think I think Nance and the crew basically said that's basically like saying I'm not going in the water no matter what.
Yeah.
I'd rather just be off the green. I'm like I cannot.
I can par. From,
Right, because now that Morikawa just dunked it in the water, all I have to do is just get anything near a par here, and this
It's a
thing's over.
three-shot swing.
Exactly.
Right.
So
Yeah.
he just went right and said, "I'm not even going to flirt with the water." Kind of genius,
Yeah.
safe strategy,
Yeah, man.
but again, not clinical, right? Just kind of boring. Like, oh god, just go for the cup. Let's go. Put it in there once.
Yeah, get after it.
Get after it. Speaking of this, one last thing, because we talked about this earlier too, but Rosie, we haven't asked you. There was a report that Rory McIlroy had been offered $850 million and 2% equity in the Live Tour. His agent says, "quote zero truth." He also said, "quote fake news."
Right.
Yeah, sorry, especially the 2% equity part.
I like that, too.
Come on, there's no way he didn't turn that down.
This sounds like somebody that watches Shark Tank. Plus 2% equity. John Rahm got $350 million in December, but the rumor was $850 for Rory, and Rory says he's never been offered a number from Live, and he's never contemplated going to Live.
They wanted the big names. I mean, they went after Tiger.
Watched a lot of sports over the years, including watching guys slap each other in Vegas the other night
Yeah.
when people were betting on it.
That turned you on.
It made me throw up.
You almost said gag.
Yeah,
Dang
you
it.
did.
I know.
You almost said that made me gag, and then you changed your mind at the last second. God dang it, Rosie.
I get wise here once in a while.
Man, that was so close.
I know it. But where were we going with this?
You were talking about gagging?
No, we were talking about
Slap fighting.
No, we were talking about the sport you were talking about. Live. I said Live.
Yeah.
Live is almost as unwatchable as that slapping contest I watched tonight. It just is. I mean,
It's terrible.
I happen
Live
to watch
sucks.
some of it. I go, I don't understand what's
it's
happening.
like watching a charity golf tournament. in my
Yes.
opinion.
Yeah,
That's
well
what
said.
it feels like.
Well
That's exactly
said.
what it felt like.
And I go
I'm going,
to a lot of those,
Yeah.
so I don't need to watch one on TV.
This is the format this shotgun techno music, 3 rounds. Guys are
It's terrible.
They're playing there.
Live's
They're playing like
terrible.
an exhibition because they're all making. They
Yeah,
don't
they
need
don't
the
care.
money.
They literally couldn't care less.
There's no like.
They're
"Geez, this
having
guy,
a ball. I'm
Yeah.
shocked. I'm shocked they don't let them have a beer out there while
Correct.
they're playing.
Yeah, I'm
That'll
sure.
be next.
Well,
It should have been an and thing. It should have been like a big 3 type deal where they still do the PGA Tour for the most of the time, but maybe 4 or 5, 6 weekends out of the year they go do this.
you got to bring them back together. That's what's
Well-
going to get this. Because then you have all those storylines. Like that golf thing on Netflix, that could not be any more boring. It's just boring. They need those guys back together.
I mean, somebody tweeted this and it reminded me too. There was a split in IndyCar for the longest time. Now, I won't go down the details there, but they had
Thank
the
God.
Champ Car
Yeah,
Series
thank God.
and the IndyCar Series, and it just did not work out. Eventually, they got back together, and now IndyCar is going great. But it's happened in other places, and it's never worked having 2 major leagues for one sport.
Right.
Sauce, what's the
Right.
one thing? It's one word that can fix everything we just talked about in the last 15 minutes.
Subterfuge?
Nope.
Hooves?
No. What can fix golf?
Pincers? Okay.
I'm not asking sarcastically. What's one word that can fix golf.
Gambling.
You nailed it.
Gambling.
That was the exact word. See, maybe I will draft you in password because gambling was the password.
Yeah. Not pincers?
Gambling. No. Headlines next. Power Trip Morning Show with Rosie and Parrish on the Fan.
The Fan.
Come.
After the Power Trip, it's 9 to noon. We're kicking it off with guest Dane Moore and Wolves conversation. But then from Florio, unloading draft takes, a long segment with Viking safety Josh Metellus. Very heavy on the purple, and that's coming up at 9 right here on The Fan.
The Miller Lite Vikings draft party is back at U.S. Bank Stadium on April 25th. Get your tickets now to Party on the Field while taking in the first round of the NFL Draft. Get your tickets today at Vikings.com/draft party. And tune in to your home for draft coverage, KFAN, each day leading up to the draft for chances to win your way in. Draft coverage on The Fan is presented locally by Pep's Draft House Pizza.
Are you gonna talk?
All right, it's time for headlines brought to you by our friends at
Now
Wolf.
it's time for headlines.
River Electric. Thanks, Wolf. River Electric. You can go solar. Mark Rosen with Wolf. River
Yes, you can.
Electric.
Good point.
Go solar. Rosie, I know you're a giant fan of the Naked Gun movies, right? Our buddy Pat Proft
course.
and that whole crew, right? It's just fantastic, right?
I still watch them when they pop up on the old screen.
Yep. Hard to beat.
Leslie
Nielsen was so great.
So good.
Oh, my God.
Well, the name Leslie Nielsen, of course, very close to Liam Neeson, and that's who's playing Frank Drebin in
What?
the new. Oh yeah, that's not news. That part's not news. You haven't heard that yet?
I honestly hadn't heard that.
Yeah, Liam Neeson's playing
Reboot?
Frank Drebin.
That's an interesting choice
I think it'll be good.
because he has special skills.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
it'll be
similar to the career arc of Leslie Nielsen, right? Serious actor, and then all of a sudden turned to comedy.
Well, yeah, Leslie Nielsen, I don't think people realize what he was, kind of a matinee idol he was. He did play a lot of serious roles early in his career, which most people, including myself, really weren't aware of until I went back and watched some of his old movies.
Right. But then he got into comedy. Liam Neeson, clearly
Oh, my God.
super dramatic actor,
Correct.
going to get into comedy.
Yeah.
Well, the Priscilla Presley role has been cast. My guess is you haven't seen this.
I have not. No, obviously.
I think I could give you 1,000
Then there-
guesses and you wouldn't guess
Same
this.
age demo or what?
Yeah. This
probably
lady is
40s?
No, I would say
30s?
this lady is in her. I'm going to say 50s. Let me look it up
Okay.
quickly. Hang on. While you're
Lisa
thinking.
Ann.
Nobody else. Let Rosie take a handful of guesses. Hang on. Oh, this
I mean,
lady
a
is.
well-known person.
That
Yeah.
blonde gal from Twister.
She is 56. This
blonde
lady.
girl.
I'd like to guess.
Go
I don't
ahead,
think
Marky.
I sound like that, do I?
Go ahead.
No.
No,
Jodie
go
Foster?
for it. Who'd you say?
Jodie Foster.
Nope.
It's got to be someone a little more
No, say it. You're right, though.
rambunctious.
Rambunctious?
I don't know if that's the word you were looking for.
That was not the word I was looking for.
What word were you looking for?
Voluptuous.
That would be accurate.
Selma Hayek.
Not a
Drew
Jenny McCarthy.
Barrymore.
You're getting closer.
Really? Wow.
Oh, I know who it is.
Go for it.
Well, I don't want you to
No,
guess.
You're close, Rosie. You're on the right path. Keep going. You're almost there. 56.
Pam Anderson.
Pam Anderson
it.
is the right answer. That is
Rose.
correct. Pamela Anderson is going to
That's
play
perfect.
Jane Spencer. If they
And
go
what-
with the same names, but that is she.
This
she
is
will play
happening.
yeah, she's going to play the love interest of Liam Neeson in the Naked Gun
That is
reboot.
perfect.
She's great.
She is great.
Yeah, she
The
is.
documentary's tough to watch, though.
Yeah,
It is.
the documentary.
It is.
July,
Good for her.
July of next year. Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Happy to hear that.
Man, that'll be great. I can't wait for that. Even though our guy doesn't have anything to do with it and he's pissed about it.
It sucks. Yeah, Pat Proft kicks ass.
Yeah, he's the best.
Sure does.
Police in Chris Hockey's home state of Indiana arrested an idiot who went more than 100 miles an hour on a motorcycle.
Ooh.
What?
Do you think that's enough to make this segment or not?
No, there's got to be something else.
There is something else. He was standing on the seat.
Oh, my God.
Dear God.
Doing the Evil Knievel bit.
Police in Indiana arrested a guy who was going over 100 miles an hour while standing on the seat of a motorcycle. That don't make no sense.
No, it
I
sure
couldn't
does.
do that at like 10 miles an hour.
That's a lot of wind to be He had to be holding on somewhere. I
I
feel
don't
like.
know. Maybe he was just
But
holding
either
on to
way,
the handlebars while standing on
that
the
being
seat.
said, I feel like you're more or less taking a shot at no longer living.
All right,
You just
everybody
want
play
to
along.
off yourself. There's easier ways. He was just maybe going for a really spectacular one.
Maybe, including the listeners. Ask yourself this either out loud or if you're carpooling, you guys can take a guess in the car. Ready?
All right.
A man in Memphis was arrested on Monday after police said he attempted to rob a gas station with a blank.
Banana.
I want to see who gets the
Banana.
closest.
Pretending it was a gun.
Yeah. The Woody Allen bit almost.
He attempted to rob a gas station with a blank.
Stick a dynamite.
Machete.
Pacers.
Was he showing?
What?
Like Reggie Miller?
Was he showing
Pacers?
it, or was he like have it in his
I
pocket?
believe this
like
was
a
something he
pincer?
was showing, yes.
Okay. That's a
Based on what it was, my guess is you have to show it,
His
otherwise
penis.
it's not
okay.
worth
It was not his.
using.
What's the first letter?
All right, I can say that and not give it away. The first letter is an S.
Scissors?
Socket wrench.
Socket wrench.
A sandwich.
Seashore. I don't know.
Seashells.
So
No,
far,
seashell.
no one's really close.
Seashell from the Sally Seashore spot.
Saw.
Imagine you're standing behind the counter of a gas
someone
station, and
comes-
somebody comes up to you
Saw is
with
not a
something
bad
that
guess.
starts with an S,
Yeah.
and it is supposed to terrify you
Right.
to,
Smile.
to the point where you hand over your
A
money.
skull.
Oh, good point.
Not a bad guess, but you're not on the right path.
Spine.
Okay, now you're getting.
Scorpion robbed the place?
Sue.
Sword.
Sauce is the closest.
Oh, what did he say?
A
Snake.
A
Spider.
snake
A
is the
snake?
right-
Take
Dang
everything.
it.
Take
Tried to rob a gas station
not
by
thinking it was
using
an animal.
by using a live snake.
Did it work?
It would work for me. Take
right,
all of
did
my
it work?
money.
Take all of it. I'm out.
Dear God, I have a family, man.
Yeah.
Probably a pet
As
snake.
soon as he opens the door, I'm headed to the office and locking the door. Nope. Somebody else can handle that one.
This headline is a question, and I just want you guys to respond in any way you want. Rosie, let's start with you.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Here's the
Bar.
headline. Here's the headline. I don't have any context. Is Ozempic making women more fertile?
Jeez.
Any thoughts?
Zero thoughts. I have no idea what the chemical reaction would be to Ozempic and fertility.
Is it just because they're getting pregnant more because they're thinner?
Well,
Jeez, roll.
That's a quantum leap.
That got canceled.
It did. No idea.
Well, the only two people that liked it were Dave Schwartz and Chris.
There's no way Dave Schwartz liked it.
Of course, he
with
hates the
Ozempic in
bear.
the news so much. I
Why
mean,
does he hate
this-
Zach?
Oh, boy. I have no idea.
I don't know. That's a good
Correlation.
question, though.
Chemical reaction? I
don't know.
No.
Are they having more swex?
That was my joke. That was my point.
I was going to say.
And that might be
Maybe.
attraction helps.
Doesn't hurt. An elephant was running loose in Butte, Montana yesterday after it temporarily escaped from a traveling
I saw
circus
the
that's
video.
in town. So, again, just to clarify, that is a circus elephant, not a carnival elephant. You
Okay.
might have learned
You
that
don't need
last
to be like
Friday.
that.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need to
That's
be
who
like
he
that.
is.
You choose to be like that.
Yeah, that's who he is.
Sheila,
you need
too
some
much,
Ozempic.
eh?
Circus elephants,
Somebody-
not carnival elephants.
Yep.
One of the headlines I
Yep.
saw this morning was, "Let's talk about the elephant in the road."
That's a clever headline.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's talk about the elephant in the butt.
That's even more clever. I'm going to miss you next week. It's way more clever this week.
That's real good.
How'd they get the
Zach.
elephant back to the
They pushed.
hard?
Icky.
They pushed.
Bavaria, Germany, whatever, has banned marijuana at Oktoberfest.
Way to go, Zach.
See,
Zach.
Europe is so backwards on weed. It's really incredible.
Except for Amsterdam.
And is that the pretzel location, Bavaria?
Bavarian pretzels.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Mm-hmm. Very cool.
That's
Why
Who
you eat
doesn't
pretzels?
want pretzels when they're high?
yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, you think
Buddy,
that.
buddy.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Buddy.
It's a
By the way,
perfect.
so was it yesterday or Monday when I think it was Max asked if you were going to get high, who at the Fan is your dream smoke partner, right?
Yeah.
And I said, well, I don't know if I would want to smoke with Zach or Zach or Max because it's like smoking with Snoop and Willie, right? It's like, Jesus, I can't keep up with you guys. Parrish is an obvious answer as well. But I thought about it more. I have the answer.
Okay.
It's Marnie Gellner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Marnie's the answer.
Yes.
Right? Because
Laughing hysterically.
Just want an invite.
yeah, because it's the unknown. No, it's not Parrish or Zach or Max. Those are the obvious answers. The dream one then is a
you
spin
gotta
the
get
wheel
one
scenario.
that you don't expect and probably has never.
I don't think you'd like it.
You don't think we would like what Marnie would be like high?
I don't think you specifically would. You would get bored.
I would get bored being high?
She would play all of her favorite country music.
Talking about I would get bored with Marnie getting high.
There we go.
Marnie was just singing all her hits.
Get ready for suds in the
She would
bucket.
say that she would play all the Tiger Lily Gold, and she'd say that these are the greatest songs ever because she's going to feel like they are, and you're going to be...
Yeah, but wouldn't you do that with Shawn Mendes and Shinedown?
No.
And Harry Styles.
And Harry Styles and his 4 nipples?
No, because I'm experienced. The first couple times, absolutely, I was doing that. Actually, the first time I smoked weed was the night of a One Direction concert at TCF Bank Stadium.
What a
Plays
sentence.
out.
What a sentence.
And it was phenomenal. It was a great show. They started with Clouds, an underrated banger.
Oh, my God.
And you were high as a kite, right?
In the Clouds, baby. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then man, that was a fun night. Gosh, dang it. They should come back.
Anyway,
Please
that's
come
my
back.
vote. My vote is that we get Marnie high at some point.
Mine would be too.
That would be. I think it would be fun. I think she'd be.
What if next year Power Trip Vegas? We're thinking about doing it in the fall, so we do it around football. The Vikings keep screwing this up by having a December game in Vegas, and now they're going to London.
Right.
So are we. So we might push Vegas back to fall of 25. What if we market it as like, look, we're not going to watch NFL football, even though we will be.
Well, yeah.
What if we just spend a year and a half going, come to Vegas and get high with Marnie Gellner?
That'd be great.
I think we can fill
she'd love that.
We can fill 6 planes.
Yeah, she'd be freaked out.
She would
100%
love
sold out.
that.
Yeah.
Actually, what we need to do is, we had that after party podcast where we were all hammered.
Yeah.
We need one where we're all just stoned to the gills.
Or we mostly
Stoned to the
stay
gills is
sober
such
and
a
just see what
great
happens
term.
to Marnie.
Yeah, or
That's my vote. My vote is Marnie.
Yeah, but the problem with
I second it.
the problem is when you get high for, let's say it's probably most likely Marnie's first time, right?
You really think so?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's close. The second it goes the other way and it's your first time, it's over. It's over. We'll lose her. She'll want to go back to the room or wherever. The second it goes the other way and you've gotten high maybe 10,000 times in your life, you're like, whatever. Just along for the ride.
But then it goes the wrong way. We safely get her back to her room. I said our room. Get her back to her room. Oh, maybe we're sharing one.
My God.
And then the rest of us go out on the strip and gamble. We had a science experiment with Marty. Now it's time to gamble.
Yeah, getting high is sweet.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll just speak for some people. Don't kill my buzz, man. Don't fall apart in the middle of it.
All right,
Don't
so
kill
hang
my
on.
buzz.
Stay in the slot.
You don't want to get high with Marnie because she might ruin your buzz.
Yeah, and it's all about me.
Okay.
Correct. No, but you got to stay in the slot.
In the what?
Man, so I would like to have seen you back in the 70s.
Oh man, I would have been a whole lot. I love Marnie more than anything. Marnie's an A+ human. But anybody, like if let's just say we all started getting drunk, right? And all of a sudden Zach got way too drunk and like threw up and passed out in the middle of the casino.
Hey, Tommy's not even here.
Right. All of us would be like, Jesus. And we'd walk away.
Yeah, babysitting is tough.
Correct.
It sucks
That's
to
my
babysit
point.
the drunkest
And we
person.
would.
We're all that good of friends that if one of us gets drunk, passes out in the middle of a casino, like, good luck.
Oh, you're on your own.
No, but like, but there
I'm
would
going
be
to
parties
Cairns.
that'd be like,
Go
oh my
team.
God. And we would all help and all that, but yeah, we're too old to be babysitting. Handle your drugs, man. It's just a drug.
Yeah, that's the thesis statement of the Power Trip Morning Show. Handle your drugs.
Yeah.
I got a new liner, I guess, in promo suite I'm supposed to read.
Oh, no.
Go to Las Vegas and get stoned with Marnie Gellner at KFAN.com, keyword Vegas.
We got to get a sponsor.
We might
Cultivated.
In 25, it'll be legal here. I wonder how that works.
There we go.
good
We'll get
point.
some weed company to send Marnie to Vegas for
I mean, it's
free.
technically legal here now, but you got it legal to sell it.
Yeah.
But you still won't be able to gamble.
No, How dare you?
I know, well,
that's why. That's why when I was in
one
Vegas,
of those
Rosie,
things, only one of those things ruins lives.
That's why I was in Vegas last week, putting money on Morikawa for every event the rest of the year because I can't make stupid bets here.
No.
So Morikawa for life.
St. Casino Turtle Lake. You can bet it there, and that
So
place whales.
I already have tickets on him for all 3 majors the rest of the
Aren't
year.
you going to be back in like a week or something?
No, that's you.
I already have ones for May because I'm not
44
going
days.
back until
It's
June
gonna be
13th,
May.
which is the day that the U.S. Open starts.
Oh, sure.
So
that's right.
by the time I land, though,
Father's
the
Day
tournament
weekend.
would have already
Yeah.
started.
I could have placed some bets for you.
Could have.
I'll be there.
And
the
maybe I
weekend
still
before.
will have you
let
play
me
some
know.
extra ones. Got to have more than one ticket. Right now, I just have. Well, actually, I did put money on Oberg as well because he was
You
like
got him.
28-1.
I'll give you my Wolves ticket. You can cash in for me after they win the Western.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you only did the Western Conference?
I did.
You didn't go the full thing?
No.
You doubt him?
Oh, come on, man.
We all doubt him.
I put money on it. Let's go.
I'd have thrown, I mean, if
I
you're
wanna
that
win. I
vested
don't wanna
in
win
it,
now.
I'd have
Go
thrown
all the
a
way.
flyer. Yeah, at least if you're that
I'm
vested
happy
in them,
with it.
you either throw a flyer or just go all the way.
All right.
They might not even get out of the first round.
It's possible.
We'll see. Do you guys like pumpkin donuts?
No.
Sometimes.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
Pumpkin pie.
I don't even know if I've had a pumpkin donut, but anyway, a 35-year-old guy in New York City went to Dunkin' Donuts and he wanted 6 pumpkin donuts. He wanted them badly. That's what I want. I want 6 donuts, half a dozen pumpkin donuts. Well, they only had 5,
Oh, no.
and they said they weren't going to make any more. And this guy bleeping lost his mind and screamed in the employees' faces saying, "You're going to make that 6th one." They said they weren't going to, so he stormed out and then came back with a gun.
Holy
I thought he was going to come back with a
course he did.
snake.
Nope, he had a loaded semi-automatic gun on him. He's now facing up to 7 years in prison,
Good.
partially because
Yeah.
he's a convicted felon who isn't allowed to have a gun,
And
but he brought one. He has already served time twice before. Once was for attempted murder, so he probably wasn't kidding.
No.
He just pleaded guilty. He won't be sentenced until July. But again, think about that.
5 donuts weren't enough.
so
5 donuts
did
was not enough. He
Did-
wanted his 6th.
they make the 6th donut, or did the police show up in time?
The world may never know. I don't know.
That's
Not
not the way you react,
No.
kids.
We eat the same way, Corey. Pumpkin donuts just sounds disgusting.
Well, I do
to
love
me.
pumpkin
After
bars, though.
2 of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, that's what I
Pumpkin
mean.
bars
I
are
don't-
great.
You're weird, man.
Who?
Not denying
Because
it.
there's so many things that I like that you like that I would never touch.
All right. Well, we know one of them.
Vice versa. I can
On a
say the
tee.
same about you, Zachary.
On a tee.
I guess it
Same
does
about
go
you.
both ways.
Wow.
Some do.
Mark Rosen, the screenwriter who wrote the movie Castaway, spent a week alone on a deserted island for the research. And then a volleyball washed up on the shore, and that's where he got the idea
No.
for Wilson.
That's brilliant.
Genius.
That's such a good film.
So good.
Genius.
So
Frank
good.
Vasilero hated that movie.
Well, Frank sucks.
Yeah, Frank's
Frank
Frank's
and
about as
David
fun as a
need to go see a
canker
movie.
sore.
Frank is awesome. He's
No, Frank
Frank's great.
sucks.
But I used to have that discussion with him. I said, what's not to like about that movie?
Yeah,
It's a fantastic film.
Yeah, so good.
I loved it.
Really well done.
The end's great.
Wilson.
His struggle on the island is great.
His association, with the volleyball. I mean,
The whole
come
bit's
on.
fantastic.
All right.
Michael Douglas wishes that his character had been killed off in the last Ant-Man movie.
He's done with that.
That's, the Ant-Man movie was the beginning of the end for Marvel for a while.
Was it?
It's so bad.
I saw the first
It's just
one.
terrible.
I didn't know there was a second one.
Quantum Mania?
Well,
that
isn't
one?
it
Is that what it's called?
isn't it basically a Star Wars ripoff?
don't
Brett,
know.
help me out here.
No idea.
I thought there were a lot worse movies that Marvel did than
It's
that.
not good,
It's not
though.
good. No. I didn't think it was horrible, but I'm a rube for them.
Yeah, so am I, but
I'm an
I
apologist.
thought it was hideous.
Yeah.
One of
That's
our
a
favorite
waste of
actors, Steve
all right.
Buscemi. Steve Buscemi has joined Wednesday season 2, but there's no word on what the role is or who he's playing. But Wednesday season 1 was fantastic. I know I admit it. It felt weird. It felt like it was for 15-year-old girls, but it was very good. It was fun. What's her name? Jenna Ortega was fantastic. Paris, did you watch it too?
Yep.
It was good.
Yep.
It was
No,
fun.
yeah,
I'm definitely watching season 2.
I took a lot of heat from my daughter
Yep.
when she walked downstairs, and I was watching Wednesday alone. But no, I had heard that from you guys it was good. So yeah, it was good. It was solid.
She
I
was
didn't mind
fantastic.
it at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I read that little tidbit about Buscemi before that he was a firefighter, went back on 9/11, went back into the
Yeah.
It's an extraordinary story.
Yeah.
What, my goodness.
Best dude ever, man.
Wait a minute, say
Yeah.
that again?
You didn't know that?
Steve Buscemi?
Yeah.
Yes. He was a firefighter.
A volunteer firefighter?
I think he was before he got
before
famous.
you got famous. Yeah.
Because obviously he was in movies way before
he
9/11.
was, but
so,
no.
Yes.
so he was a volunteer firefighter in 2001.
I think he put his gear back on and went back into.
Are you
help
kidding?
out.
That's fantastic.
Flew back like 3 or 4 days after.
He
and
did.
As soon as he could.
So,
As soon
yeah.
as he could
Got
get there.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then.
Right, not at the moment.
Yeah, people
No.
rave about how good of a dude Steve
That's,
Buscemi
yeah.
is.
Seems like a
That's
good dude.
awesome
Have you
because
met him,
I'm a
Perry?
big fan. I would love to meet him. I'm a big fan of just about everything he's done.
Sleep off, Donnie.
Yeah,
I'm actually thinking
So
about
good.
watching that the End of the World show with him and Daniel Radcliffe,
Radcliffe, yeah.
Oh yeah.
just because
Love to
Buscemi's
meet
in
that
it.
man.
There's oh my.
And he's
so
he's
good.
Nucky Thompson in Boardwalk Empire,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
a very, very underrated show because people just thought it was Sopranos in the 1920s and 30s or whatever. But he's also Mr. Pink. He'll forever be Mr.
He's
Pink.
Donnie,
And,
man.
and he's
He's Donnie.
hilarious
He's Donnie.
in everything else he does. It's
Fargo.
I've loved
Yeah.
everything that he
Fargo's
does.
He plays the
Both.
bumbling guy in Big Lebowski so well.
They shot me and ever.
Yeah.
He's kind of funny looking.
Yeah, he
funny
is.
looking guy.
Yeah.
Tonight is the 22nd season finale of Family Guy.
Yeah, didn't
22
Seth
years.
MacFarlane say the other day that they're not going to slow down?
No reason
Why
to.
Yeah.
would you?
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah,
printing
yeah.
money.
There's some iconic TV moments from that show. There's some times where it's laugh out loud.
Oh,
funny.
A lot of time it is. Rosie, look, we all know Caitlin Clark is changing women's basketball right now. The viewership is through the roof.
Right.
We just saw a whole bunch of records broken during the NCAA tournament. We just talked about it earlier that the ratings for the WNBA draft at 2.4 million.
All their games are going to be sold out.
Yep. The previous record
and
for
on
the,
national television.
the previous record for the WNBA draft was 600,000 viewers. This year was 2.4.
Right.
So she's breaking records. We get it. She made a lot of money NIL at Iowa. But as most of us know, salaries in the WNBA very low. Over the next 4 years, she'll make $338,000. In 2024, $76,000. Then it goes up to $78,000. Then it goes up to $85,000. Then it goes up to $97,000. So she's going to make endorsement money. She's going to make she'll make millions of dollars, but it won't be from her salary,
No.
correct? Check this out. This is just for perspective. Over the same 4 years, or his first 4 years, Victor Wembanyama is going to make $55.1 million.
Right.
Different game.
Right.
There are 3 NBA mascots that will make more than Caitlin Clark.
Mascots?
The Denver Nuggets mascot, Rocky the Mountain Lion, makes $625,000 a year.
Come on!
Harry the Hawk of
What?
the Atlanta Hawks makes $600,000
How do
a
they
year.
justify that?
And Benny the Bull makes $400,000 a year. So that means
How is the demand for someone that's inside of a suit?
those 3 guys,
What's Crunch making?
those 3 guys make more than the 3 highest paid players in the WNBA because Bonner, Deladon, and Diggin Smith earn about $225,000 a year.
Well, I think the new CBA is next year for the WNBA,
Mascots?
and that it should go up by leaps and bounds because their gate receipts, and really between the gate receipts and the television money, will 100% and rightfully so increase the salaries exponentially for the women in the WNBA because it's going to be a wanted commodity. It is going to be. I mean, they're going to sell out pretty much every game they play this year. And she's not the only one. I mean, I think there's some. She's brought along a lot of other big names that are going to help the gate at various places. I mean, the time is here and time is now, and kudos for Cheryl Reeves for making this happen. And I mean, she talks about when Caitlin Clark talks about her basketball hero Maya Moore. She made her appearance on SNL the other night. That was terrific. We know the success that the WNBA has here in Minnesota with the 4 championships, and so now it's about time that the ladies get paid off. They get their rewards.
They all need to take Caitlin Clark out to dinner, though.
Yeah.
100%.
They definitely have to thank her because I know
just Angel
everybody.
Reese.
I know
Yeah,
everybody's saying Angel Reese matters and Paige Beckers matters. Paige
Caitlin.
Beckers was here before Caitlin Clark exploded.
Right.
Paige wasn't changing anything, and we all love
No.
Paige Beckers. This wave is 100%
Yes.
Caitlin
All
Clark.
Caitlin.
So
it is.
It helped that we had Paige Beckers and Angel Reese, but this is 100% Caitlin.
She's
Changed
like this league's like
generational
Wayne
player.
Gretzky. When Wayne Gretzky, the way he changed the NHL and how popular he made it because of how good he was, how dominant he was. He changed the NHL completely. Moving to California, they literally, the NHL literally built it around. That's why the one guy that caught him, I don't know the guy's name, and I should, that caught him with an open ice hit in Vancouver and laid him out, never played another NHL game after that. Because everybody, even the players.
Yeah.
Because of that, having this guy, marketable guy, finally in the NHL, this star that's marketable, that the world has never seen before, and he's got a good personality.
Getting back to our discussion about Tiger, he did the same thing for all the golfers. Bow down to Tiger because they brought him. All the owners.
She's deservedly so. She should have some serious respect.
It's the same way.
Court.
It's a lot
Not
like
saying
the
don't
Power Trip
compete
Morning
against
Show.
her, but certainly don't freaking get her off the court.
PA, Common, and Barrero have all these endorsements thanks to us.
Oh my God. Oh boy.
Oh, we got 6 minutes left here. That'll go
Forever?
Oh,
that's a direct quote.
We are the Caitlin Clark of the fan.
Ooh. Oh, we have.
I'm just trying to.
We only got 6 minutes.
I'm just trying to start fights. We got to get something going. Let's fight with somebody.
We only have 6 minutes, but I completely forgot about this morning that I do have a PA story that'll take a little bit longer, and I have video of it. It's an interesting story with PA.
The floor is yours.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'll try and get it done. So PA. So a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, his in-laws are at home. They're older couple, and his wife is there with them. And this random guy comes up with a stocking hat on when it's whatever, pulled down low, and has an interesting story about his laptop pinging in their house. The obviously the homeowners right away went away, and then the daughter was like, I've heard about this where they just got home from the grocery store where somebody follows you home from a grocery store, and they'll kind of claim that just so they can kind of check out the place. So they start. So right. So they're nervous. So they call the police, and they have video on their Ring camera and everything. It wasn't until after the police and later on that day that the brother came home and was like, "You guys don't know who that is?" They're like, "No." He's like, "That's Paul Allen."
Oh no!
What?
What?
So then he later on he found it like a block away. I don't know if something was wrong with the map or PA has trouble reading the little GPS thing. He finds it a block, and like kind of soon after, the guy's like, "Oh, found it, no big deal." So that was another thing that kind of scared them into calling the police.
Wait, his laptop was in some random person's house?
It wasn't. His laptop did get stolen out of his car, I believe.
Okay, so that's right. So it was stolen. It just wasn't in his house.
His laptop got stolen. Sorry, I'm trying to do an abbreviated version. So it's a little bit longer story because of all the details. But yeah, giving you the Cliff Notes. So his laptop got stolen from his car. At Jerry's, or the Preserve is what we used to call Indian Prairie. But rode my bike there a million times, for God's sakes. And that's when, this car that they noticed in the parking lot was kind of came home with. Followed them home a little bit.
And that was PA.
And they called the police.
What a story, Mark.
Imagine what's on that laptop.
I have the video. of the Ring cam. I have the Ring cam.
So to recap, his laptop gets stolen. He's got one of those air tags or something that tracks it down, and that is an actual well-known scam for older couples. Mm-hmm. People will follow older couples home and say, "Oh, I think there's something." So that's smart of them, by the way, to call the police. Oh
yeah, for sure. But the best part about it was
here we go.
It was PA.
The video.
That's really something.
Rosie, I knew a guy who used to play cards with a guy. This is a repeat story for a long time, Power Trip listeners. This is a true story. This isn't a Seinfeld bit.
Oh, yeah.
I knew a guy who was a limo driver, but he went to prison because his scam was he would go to houses that he thought were empty and go up to the door, right? Pull up in his limo, go up to the door, and knock on the door to, quote, pick somebody up.
Right.
If they didn't answer, he'd break in. if they answered, he'd be like, "Oh, I'm here to pick up Paul Lambert," and they'd be like, "It's the wrong house." He'd be like, "Oh, sorry, my bad.
Right.
Out of here." And he'd get back in his limo and go.
Wow.
That was the scam. Was knocking on the door.
Seriously?
To see if no one was home.
Did he finally get caught?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that guy in 15 years.
Was that the guy that walked down the highway without his shoes on?
No, different guy.
That's
Gamblers are weird.
That's the best story
definitely
you
are.
have.
That is the best story I have, but I can't
bad.
say it on
No,
the air
you
because there are
cannot.
racial slurs.
cannot.
Not from me,
No,
Yeah.
no.
but
can't
it was
believe it.
racial slurs.
When you told us that story after it happened, me, Star, and Hawk were like,
What?
What?
That was
You
one of
can't
Star's
believe it.
favorite stories.
Yeah.
Like, you got to tell him the story about the thing that
You
happened at the
can't
card
believe
club.
it.
It's crazy.
I sent you 3 and Nordo the video.
oh, this is going to be great.
Nordo is so excited.
He's
Send it to me.
I'm pretty sure because I was trying to just summarize the story. I didn't ruin any punchliners that Nordo and Pierre will come.
Send it to me directly because Nordo doesn't have an iPhone and now the video looks like crap.
Wow.
See Nordo.
Oh, see, I'm watching it right now. This is why you have to have a ring cam. I'm not letting this guy in my house.
Yeah. Right?
Oh my God!
Sketchy guy. It's on a hot day. On a hot day, he shows up wearing a winter hat pulled down low with a T-shirt,
And he's like, look at it.
You're looking around like finding.
Can we share? We got to share that
He's
video.
scary as hell.
I'm
isn't
running
he?
to my closet, my interior closet, closing the door, and then calling the cops.
He looks like the Lego fisherman.
100% well played. I mean, if that's we talked about this yesterday. That's why you don't have windows in your front door. You
Yep.
can't let
Gotta
him
have a ring
see
cam.
you.
I love the Denver shirt,
That's
though.
the
That's
guy
very
from
nice.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
The guy who knocks on doors trying to break into houses and steal your stuff is next, 9 to noon. Parrish will see you on Friday for
Yes,
initials.
let's go. Good guys.
Rosie, we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
9 to noon next, fans.
To listen back to today's Power Trip Morning Show or to hear previous shows, podcast us on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.